Hi, welcome.
Hi.
It's so nice to have you here. I've got you facing the natural light and pretty much centered in the camera. Looks really nice. I'm set up about 6 feet behind you, and away from you. If you're comfortable, just for the interview, we're going to keep our masks on. If you're comfortable, do you mind talking a little bit with your mask off? Perfect. And I'm looking around the room and everything looks, this is really great light. But I do see there's some signage in the way that's really not necessary. So I'm gonna just snag these. Just a couple of things as we get started that I wanna let you know ahead of time. This isn't live, so if there's something you wish you'd say differently or want to try some other way, feel free to just stop and say it again. That way there's no pressure. Secondly, if I'm asking you a question, it would be great if you could repeat a part of the question in your answer, because they're not gonna hear me, they're only gonna hear you. And so sometimes we need a little context for the answer. So if I asked you, what is your favorite thing? You might say,
My favorite thing is...
Perfect. And it doesn't have to be exact, but it helps our audience understand. And lastly, if you say like the best answer ever, I'm gonna make sure to take an extra pause. And it can feel a little awkward, but this allows us to make sure that we have room to edit your answer. Does that all sound great?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get started. So Abraham, why don't you go ahead and say and spell your first name and last initial?
My name is Abraham E. It's spelled Abraham E.
Awesome. And do you have any pronoun preferences?
He, him.
Perfect. And tell me a little bit about yourself. I know what your teachers told me, but tell me a little bit about you.
Well, I'm Abraham and I'm a senior at East High School.
Awesome. And so tell me a little bit about what life was like before you came to the Lion Project music program.
Oh. Well, I would listen to music every chance I got, which wasn't too often, and my family couldn't really afford to get me a guitar or let alone music lessons. So.
And that was so great, and I hate to interrupt you, but it would be great if you could restate
the question
in your answer.
Well, before the Lion Project Music School, I would listen to music every chance I got. I mean, I really loved music, but I could never play an instrument because my family just couldn't afford it. Yeah.
During the program, what's your experience been like?
During the Lion Project Music program, I got to, well, first of all, I got to start learning to play guitar, and this is my baby, and I got to learn a lot, and it's been really fun.
And again, I appreciated that awkward beat is just to make sure that I can edit the sound at the end. Is there a certain experience or moment during your time in the Lion Project music program where you felt like this is where I belong, or you felt really connected to the program?
I'd say one of the most amazing experiences, the one moment that I remember perfectly, is the time when we first played as a band. I'd been practicing my song a ton, and all of us were very nervous, but when we got together, there was this moment where everybody was playing together, and it was perfectly locked up, and I felt like I had a home.
How is your life different now, having been through this program? I know you're a senior, so you've got a few more months. How is your life different now than it was before you started the music program?
Well, before the music program, I always loved music, but I was never able to jump into it the way I did in the Lion Project program, and I wasn't very confident at first, and I didn't want to sing in public, but now I'm marching the streets, singing songs for the world to hear.
And that is so incredible. I'm so excited for you. Just one last thing. What does the next year look like for you?
Well, before I really hadn't considered college as an option. But now, looking forward to this next year, I'm hoping to get into some music schools and keep learning.